fine and fine fettle today. I was slightly more organised today. The only thing I've not done is clear my throat before we started. But I've just had to have a fisherman's friend because I just started with a little bit of a path. Although the coffee's much better. The coffee's much better. So it's nice to see. It's nice to see everyone here and with us. Oh, Eric's got his beau on the sofa with a new Visit FYLDE Coast mug. Is she with you? Oh, thank you, Andy. Andy's kicked proceedings off with a rather attractive little, I think it's a dinosaur, a little purple dinosaur with a yellow top on. Andy's made a donation and popped that at the top. That's very kind of you. I've got my cup of tea. Tea boy's just brought it up for me and disappeared, so I don't know where he's gone. And I've got the other tripod today, so I've not got my trusty bubbly tripod. I've got a slightly bigger one that was Derek's, a second-hand one. So I feel a little bit lifted up this afternoon. These are brilliant if anybody likes doing photography and things, although I've got a bit of a loose leg. That's not supposed to move so easily. So you can fasten it round things and tie it on, and it's very good. So that's what I use for my vlogging. It's a Joby, I think it's a Joby. Yeah, Joby Gorilla Pod, I think they're called. So, right, where shall we begin? Well, oh, here he comes.
Sane one.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. He says he's sane, but I'm not entirely certain that that's correct. Here we have T-Boy making an appearance.
Hello. It's very dark in there.
No, it's not. Have you got your joke book ready?
Yeah, I need to find two.
Yeah. You have a look through your joke book, and then you can decide what you're going to entertain us with. So we've got the agenda all sorted out. We've got funny tales to tell you.
Many of them.
Oh yeah, has he broken anything else?
Let's put it this way, it'd be cheeky to come by.
That husband of mine, honestly. Let's just say he's broken me Dremel. And if you're a regular viewer of Brew at 2, you'll know how serious infringement that is. Fortunately, T-Boy also donated his Dremel to me. He keeps coming and giving me things and saying, "Do you want this? Is this any good? Is this good?" So I'm a double Dremel. I'm not two garages, I'm a double Dremel. So unfortunately it was the old Dremel that he appears to have bossed, but I might need to send him to Lidl to find another one, because he said they got them in the other day. So it's not a Dremel, it's a little Dremel. It's just a little Dremel. Anyway, without more ado, we shall move on. We shall move on, and we shall see today's agenda. So, welcome everybody to Brew at 2. We are, of course, bats, because Brew at 2 spells bat, and that's exactly what we all are. And if you are a bat with a bat mug, you'll go on the bat map. And then we come on to scams later. I've got lots of scams for you today as well. So we have new bats today. We have new bats. Crispy's in the house. Crispy is admin on this fine channel. We have our new Brew at 2 Facebook group for anybody to join. We've got 30, let me have a look. We've got 38 members already, and John has been posting jokes for us. John's been posting jokes. Let me just write down to keep reminding you about the Facebook group. So what you need to do is search for Brew at 2 chat group. Well, Brew at 2 chat. So that's the name of the page. And when it comes up, the picture is a Brew at 2 cup with a kettle, and it's called Brew at 2 chat group. So I've put an application in to join, and I will approve you all forthwith, because it's also going to be a source of interesting things and funny information for shout outs and read outs and things like that. So that's going to be well worth joining. So without any more of ado, we shall start this afternoon's proceedings with the bat map. Would you mind awfully? Thank you, June. June commented that she liked me top. Well, it's actually a dress. It's part of my expanded wardrobe collection. So if anybody takes a size 10. Oh, thanks, Josh. That's nice. Thank you. Josh has done us a $1.99 super sticker. So that's 2. That's exciting. So if anybody's a size 10 or a slim 12, I've got plenty of things along the line of this sort of thing that don't fit me. So why is that? Asked T-Boy. Well, I do have a good excuse. I am a woman of a certain age. And all you women of a certain age will know that once you get to that age, it all starts expanding in that direction. Entirely apart from the fact that I like cake, chocolate, crisps, chips, all the things that are bad for you. Josh is back with us. So we have new bats this week. We have 2 new bats and a very, very excited bat, because the lovely Christine, who's been with us for, since right at the very beginning, the lovely Christine has got her bat mug, and I need to read out this message that she sent, because she got all very excited when the postman tried to take a picture. So she says, I'm so excited when my Brew at 2 mug arrived, and even more excited when Postman Pat took my photo. Are there not laws against that, Christine? Seriously though, I think it's a great idea for when people deny receiving a parcel. Christine, the only thing I can say, love, is that you've not done much online shopping. Because what they do, they bring a parcel, they put it on your front doorstep, they wait for you to open the door, and then they take the picture to prove that it's actually being delivered. It's making me wonder what my mum would have made of it. God only knows. She would have probably kept the postman talking for ages, so he'd end up being late on his rounds. Yes, maybe I am naive. Yes, you're naive, my love. But that's the first for me. She's going to be on candid camera, she thinks. No, sorry, you're not. But that doesn't work as effectively as you think it might do, because my, thanks, Janet. Janet's made a donation on coffee. Oh, we're doing well today, aren't we? You must have missed me. Because I'd ordered some little charmy things. I'd actually ordered some more. Laura's a size 10. Are you on our bat group, Laura? If anybody's interested in my cast offs. I'd ordered some little life belts for me cottagers, and one or 2 other bits and bobs to finish my woodworking projects. And after trying to establish the identity of where they'd actually been delivered to, it turned out that they'd actually been delivered next door. So the Royal Mail tracking says the next door, and so the back of their door, and they've been there a fortnight, and I'm waiting for somebody to turn up and redeem my parcel. So I'm just hoping that they turn up before I run out of life rings, because otherwise I'm going to be up the creek without a paddle. So anyway, moving on. Drum roll. I'm waffling, aren't I? I'm waffling. To the bat map. So we know that Christine's really excited because she's got a coat. Well, we've got two new bats. Have we got Nicola Cunnington and Diane Shepherd? I think that's your second name, isn't it, Diane? In the house today. Because those two ladies are our latest members to join. Is that your theory driving test, Josh? I don't think I'd pass that if I took it again. Now then, Diane. Nicola is nicely alliterative because Nicola is in Northants. I do like things that follow on. Diane, I am going to put down as Bispam because Diane currently lives in Leyland and she's moving to Bispam. She's bought a house. She's bought a house and she's in the process of moving. So good luck with that, Diane. I think you've got nerves of steel to move round. So we're going to put Nicola on the edge. We'll put Nicola on the edge. We'll put you there, Nicola. I'm hoping we well, I mean, you're very welcome if you want to be a bat from County Mayo in Northern Ireland, but I might have to just cover you up a little bit because we're running out of space around the edge. We might need another map soon. Either that or we need a bigger piece of cardboard. So we've got Nicola and we've got Diane in Bispam. So we'll pop you all down there, Diane. We'll pop you all down there. It's a good job I straightened them all up, isn't it? It's made a little bit more space. There you go. We've got them down there. So where's Northants? Now then, we got our dog. Ooh, Northamptonshire. We got our last two dogs from Northamptonshire. And I could tell you I tell you what, we'll have a slight digression for a bit of not toilet talk, but on a similar, there you go, Nicola, you're there, on a similar subject. We went to fetch our two little girls. Well, they both came from the same place, but we got them on two separate occasions. And Katie, God love her, oh, she was lovely. When we brought her home, we got her in the box, you know, but dog carrying box in the car. And we just got home, and up came a dinner. And it turned out that the woman that we bought them from had been feeding them, you know, that sausage that you buy that's frozen in the supermarket, and it comes in a block and you cut a piece off. She'd been feeding her on that, and I couldn't look sausage in the face for a long time. And the smell, oh dear me, it just had to be seen to be believed. So welcome ladies, we've got two new bats. So don't forget, I did think that what I ought to have done is Mayo isn't in Ireland, so we can't join. It says Mayo there on my map. There, Mayo. Are you in Mayo, Connie? Are you actually in Mayo? That would be very odd, wouldn't it? That would be very odd if the place that I'd randomly commented on is actually where somebody's watching from. What was I going to say then? Yes, I should have. In fact, I tell you what, T-boy, job for you.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I want you to get a big piece of paper and in marker pen.
Mm-hmm.
Write on it, Facebook group, Brew to chat. And then when you've done that,
Facebook group what?
Facebook group, Brew to chat.
Yeah.
Right, have you done it?
I've written in pencil. Now I've got to find a
Oh, right, okay. Oh, now I've got to find a pen. We've got thousands of pens in this room, honestly. I kid you not. So, yes, Brew at 2 chat group. So, what's been happening this week? Well, excuse me. Yesterday, I was in Blackpool most of the day. It was the thick end of 3 o'clock when I came strolling back in from about, well, 9:30. And it started out absolutely tiddling it down. It was throwing it down. So the rain came down in spades or stair rods, or call them whatever you will. By the time I came back home, it was boiling. I came back in, I went out in Mac, cardigan, full job lot, so coat came off and went in my bag. Cardigan came off and went round my waist. I still there. I don't want to frighten Blackpool to death. But it turned out really nice, as they say. I'll have to find that turned out nice joke on the comedy carpet. So where have I been? Well, I've got videos lined up for you from the Regent, which is a bit of an epic. It's 40 minutes. But I think it deserved it because, well, I've never been in there. It was fascinating. Fascinating. I went to see You Know Who at Dale Street. And we've got some what's happening in Blackpool kind of stuff. And then this morning, as you will know, if you watched the 2 short little minutes of C that I posted just before Brew at 2 started. No, don't give it to me. Don't give it to me. This morning I've been to the Bryadine Hotel. Come along, come along, come along, come along. Assistant.
What?
I'm going to give you a job to do.
I thought you wanted to walk out from this.
No, get up. Can't get the staff, can you? You can't get the staff. Right, now, I want you to stick that
On the ceiling.
on the wall at the back of me, and I'll tell you where to put it. And it needs to go there where you stood. There. Lovely.
There.
Yep, that'll do.
If that marks the painting, you're doing it
You are kidding.
in a month. Or so.
I wish somebody would do some decorating. There you go. Facebook group Brew at 2 chat reminder for you. Yeah, so we've got lots of videos coming up. Interesting things, interesting places to go, people to see, things to do. So while I was in the Regent, I do have a little bit of, are you ready, toilet talk.
Do they know what the Regent is?
Yes, the Regent is the, this is for June, this. The Regent is the antiques and vintage and collectibles place at the top of Church Street. So this is specially for June. So I went upstairs into the cinema because it's an old restored 1920 cinema building, and I wanted to see where there were you buy me a what? Pit of Nicky's? What's a pit of Nicky's? Anyway, yeah, so I'd gone upstairs because I wanted to see the restored cinema, and while I was there was a toilet door open in front of me, and I thought, oh, I've been out a while and I'd had rather a lot to drink before I set off. I'll just pop in here and I'll go and have a wee. So I trundled off into the toilets, and I thought, that's very unusual that there's a urinal in a mixed sex toilet, because normally when the mixed sex toilets, it's just a toilet and a sink to wash your hands. Oh, that's very odd, very strange. And come to think of it, they're in the bit where the sink is as well, so surely if you were in here with the door open, people would walk in on you. Anyway, I went and sat on the low and had a wee like you do. And as I'm sat there tinkling, I thought, I've come in the gents.
So this guy walked in and said, hello.
Yeah. Fortunately, I was on my own because the cinema wasn't working. The cinema wasn't working. and there was nobody else there, so I'd got the security number. And I was on my own, so it was a good job really. And then when I came out, I realised that they'd got now what did it say? I think it said blondes on one wall and then Bogarts on the other, so obviously that meant women and men. And I have to think really carefully when I go into a public toilet anyway, because a man is like 2 legs and no skirt, and then obviously a woman has a skirt on, and I have to stand and look at him and go like that and make sure I've got the right one. So there you go, there you have it. Anyway, I do have another funny toilet story to tell you as well while we're on the subject. When I went to Dale Street, I was chatting to the boys, the Burger Boys, about Facebook, YouTube, and notoriety and whatnot. So I said to Pete, I said, did they say it's that bloke? I said, because that's what people say to me. Are you that woman? If I see people, they always say, are you that woman? Yeah, I'm that woman. And he said, no. He says, they'll shout, oh, Pete, low Pete, and I have no idea who they are. No idea who they are. So he'd been to see Alex Belfield on Sunday afternoon. He said it was very good. And he'd gone in the public toilets on the North Pier while he was there, and he was stood there having a wee, like you do. I'm giving all your secrets away, Pete, so they'll all be coming in and asking you about this now. While he was stood there having a wee, somebody came in and shouted, "How do, Pete? Are you all right?" and got the camera out and took his picture in the toilets. I mean, that's just taking the piss, isn't it?
Which leads us on to the first joke today.
Which leads, oh, just a minute, drum roll and fanfare.
Did you know?
Don't forget that T-Boy has a new joke book.
Did you know that diarrhea is hereditary? It runs in your genes. Sorry.
Good attempt, that, Derek. Good attempt. I think that's quite a good one. Now then, quite a few of you are asking where T-Boy in training is, because it's very quiet in the T-Boy in training corner. In fact, the silence is beautiful.
He's on the balcony.
Well,
seeing what he can
let me
make.
just open this window, because as T-Boy would say, the temperature's lifting. It never says it's getting warm, it says the temperature's lifting. Well, Christine has been trying to get T-Boy in training to do something with our little tiny upstairs shower. We've got a little upstairs. We've got a really little shower room toilet. It's not a gents, it's no urinal, and a basin. And we did that when we first moved in, so it's been done 20 plus years, and it gets used a lot. I have to say it gets used a lot, because obviously we live upstairs, so we don't want to keep running downstairs to the bathroom. So the little room gets hammered and needs a little bit of TLC. So she's been trying to get him to do something with it. She's been trying to get him actually to retile it and refit it and redo it. But she settled for a short-term alternative, which is some new flooring, a shelf to put all the clutter on, which is currently on the floor, and we've got some new taps, some new sink taps, and we're doing a little bit of cosmetic tidying up, a bit of a changing rooms type thing. So he's making progress. Is the old lad. He's got the taps done. He's made a little sort of, because it's a little cloakroom thing, you can only have a really little tiny one even, so you can see the pipes underneath it. So he's made like a little plinth thing to go over the pipes, to cover the pipes up out to some white PVC, and he's got the flooring, got a piece of plywood down so that he can put the new flooring down, because it was all of a wobble. So he's decided now, you know that carpet thing that you put across the door, that gripper thing that you put between two rooms to fasten your carpet down. he's decided it needs a little bit taking off it. I didn't really register what he was doing. When he went outside onto the balcony with the gripper thing and my Dremel. Now, it was his Dremel original, but, you know, marriage, share and share alike. So he went out onto the balcony and then he came back in with the Dremel in his hand saying, why won't this turn off? Why won't this turn off? And the drill's spinning in a circle. And I just looked at him and I said, you better not have broken that Dremel. And he said, I think I might have done. I looked at T-Boy. T-Boy looked at me and I thought, oh, God in heaven above. So, then he went off to the garage, came back with extension lead and his proper drill, his proper cutty thing. So, I went back out onto the balcony. So I said to him, are you trying to tell me that you've tried to cut metal so thick with the Dremel? And T-Boy, did you also notice it wasn't even using a metal cutter?
Yeah.
It was using my woodworking blades that I guard preciously with my life. Men, honestly. So that's where T-Boy is, T-Boy in training. So let's just hope that, number one, they've got some Dremels in Lidl. And number two, that he hasn't brought anything else by the time he surfaces. Men. Right, I noticed you're talking about radar keys. Radar keys are what you use to get into a disabled toilet. Oh, it's Believer. Hello. I was talking about you this morning. Go on, I've forgotten your name. You know what I'm like. Believer sent me a super bird flying, I think it is. Yeah, I'll tell you about that in a second. Radar keys are what you use to get into a disabled toilet. So if you have got a disability or you use public toilets a lot or whatever, you can get one of these keys and you don't have to pay to get into. They only open the disabled toilet. You need to put them in and turn them. So I think you can get them for free if you go to the right place. Not quite sure what the right place is, but you can buy them as well. You can buy them in Boots, as Eric says, and you can buy them on Amazon and all sorts of places like that. Disabled shops usually sell them, you know, the places where you get your disabled stuff from. What's your name, Believer? Forgotten. Tell me your name. That's going to really annoy me, that. Yeah, if you get them from the council, Emma, I think you can get them for free. So they are very useful if you're a frequent flyer, so to speak. So yes, I was talking about you this morning, Believer. If you're all wondering whether I really lost all the marbles that I've got left, when I was at the Briardine, I was saying Tiffany. That's it, Tiffany. Forgotten your name. I'm terrible at names. Could tell everybody all your life history, but I'm not going to do it, don't worry. I was saying this morning when I was at the Briardine that I'd been and done a video at your beautiful establishment. Tiffany's got a beautiful hotel on St Chad's Road down at the other end of Blackpool, and restored it from, well, derelict, and if I remember rightly, pigeons in the loft. And it's absolutely beautiful, and she's done it all herself, and it's all upcycled, sustainable, and a really nice place to stop. So if you want to check out the video that is on our channel from, there's two actually, there's one of St Chad's Road and there's one of Believer Blackpool, and you can have a look. You can meet Tiffany as well because she's on the video with her lovely little pooches. So that's that. Right, I think I'm starting to get to something sensible, slightly more sensible. I'm not saying it's going to be sensible. Now then, put your hand up if you've got a Boots Advantage card, because I mean, I don't spend a lot of money in in Boots. I usually go in another supermarket or chemist of your choice. I do find Boots rather expensive, but I do go in the shop. Crispy's asking me if I can do a zoo vlog. Might not be able to do that just yet, because don't forget I've got caring duties to do. So if you've got a Boats Advantage card, you need to make sure that you've used your points with some urgency. I got an email this week that said, "Thank you for being one of our Boats Valued Advantage card members. We need to let you know that we're updating the terms and conditions from the 20th of June. We will remove points from accounts that haven't been used for a year instead of the current 2-year period. So ladies, if you've done like what I've done, which you may have, and you've decanted all the clutter that you carry around with you into a smaller purse when we were going through COVID, you might have your Advantage card loitering in another pocket, purse, bag, something or other, and not have used it for a while. So you need to fish it out and make sure that you've used it. So that's the 20th of June. You know, when everybody got this thing in their mind that they would only take cards and we'd all got to stop in and we never went anywhere, I decanted from, well, what you can only call a portmanteau of a purse into a tiny little thing that's credit card sized, and much lighter it is to carry around too. So you need to do that. So I need to take my own advice. What did I say? 20th of June. The wind's blowing everything off the table. 20th of June. Right. Let me write that down and fish mine out. Right. So while we're talking about Superdrug and Boots and chemists and shops that sell shampoo and things like that, you know how I keep telling you I'm a witch? Well, we've had a few witch-like moments in the last few weeks, mostly around me thinking somebody's just said something and their phone rings, or they write a comment on YouTube or whatever. But the perler, now Keith, you might have to do the type here. When did you buy that little gadget? Just have a think about it, and without giving the game away, just write down when you bought it, roughly. I don't want to know to the day. But on Friday, when I met my friends Keith and Brenda has a bag like Mary Poppins' portmanteau. It's if you think about Mary Poppins' carpet bag, and she puts her hand in and she fishes out a standard lamp or a rug or a full pack lunch or something like that. Well, that's Brenda. If you want anything, we all say, "Brenda, have you got?" And she always produces it. Always produces it. It's really funny. So on Friday, when I saw Brenda, she's rummaging in the bag, and she said, "Oh, I know what I've got that I've been meaning to give to you. I've been carrying this round with me for weeks." So she fishes in a bag and she pulls out this little thing. I'll not show you until I've can she get a bird cage? I don't know, we'd have to ask her. So have you got a bird cage in your bag, Brenda? Possibly, very possibly. Come on, Keith, we need to know when Brenda bought this. Get looking on your rubry doobry. Roughly 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 weeks. She said she'd been carrying it round for weeks, so she gives me this. She gives me this little plastic bag. Now, I showed it to Kevin. One or two of the girls might know what it is, but I showed it to Kevin, and he looked at it and he said, "What on earth's that?" And I took it off Brenda and I went, "Oh, I wanted one of them. And up to about a week before, I had no idea that these little gadgets even existed. So, as you know, it's a very little back scratcher for a very little person. You'd have to be very little for that to work as a back scratcher. So a few weeks ago, I've been looking up on YouTube how to clean a hairbrush. I say a few weeks, it was a week ago. How to clean hairbrushes, because obviously with all this lot, yeah, Becky's on the right track. Becky's on the right track. With all this lot, you can imagine, you know, as they fall out, they're that long and horrible. So I'm a bit neurotic about mucky hairbrushes. So I've been looking up on YouTube how to clean a hairbrush. So this is my hairbrush, which does need de-linting. I don't keep washing it, but it's also this grotty lint. It's horrible. So you use this to rake all the hair out of your brush, and then you need a toothbrush to scrub it and wash it and clean it. So Brenda gave me that, and I'd only been looking the week before and thinking, I really need to get one of them. I must go on Amazon and have a look and see if I can get one. Is that not weird? I mean, that is the most random thing. It's not like, you know, you've just thought, it's Saturday, I'd like an ice cream. Anyway, Lorraine's got one from the Avon book. Well, anybody else wants one? Ask Brenda. She'll sort you out. I bet she's furiously looking through her phone now. In another quarter of an hour, she'll tell us the answer. Keith, here we go. Must be months since I bought a pack of them and kept forgetting to give it to you. Well, what about that? Months. And literally a week after, I'd looked it up. She tells me, well, can you imagine combing this with a comb? I mean, it knots up enough as it is, so I need a right. So obviously I'm talking about Brenda, who is my real life proper friend in real life. But I thought at this point it would just be worth mentioning why I don't meet up with people, why I can't meet up with people. Let me just finish my tea because it's nearly cold. Thank you. Because I got an email from Jeanette Hawley. Oh, Tom Parker as in Doctor Who, Josh Hodgins. Josh says that Tom Parker's died. Were it? T-Boy thinks it was ages ago. Yeah, so Jeanette had sent an email and she said, I'm a huge fan of yours. I love watching the videos on Blackpool. I come here every year and I'll be with my daughter on the 27th of May. I'd love to meet up with you on the Saturday. Oh, you mean the guy asked? Yes, I did. It was very sad, that, Josh. I'd love to meet up with you on the Saturday. So I replied to Jeanette and explained why. And quite a few people have sort of said, I'd love to meet up with you. I'd love to do this. I'd love to do that. And it's really nice that we've created this community, and it's lovely that we can all gather. There's 92 of us watching at the moment. It's lovely that we can all gather on a Tuesday afternoon and we can have a nice chat. And as Emma says, I'm very psychedelic. I'm getting more psychedelic as I get older. But I couldn't possibly, please don't take it personally, anybody. I couldn't possibly be meeting up with people because I can't do everything I need to do. I've got a poorly mum, voluntary work that I do. I've got a great big website to run and YouTube and whatnot. And most people, as I said to Chrissy the other day, most people have a team of people to do what I do just on a website. So how do you think I managed to do it all on my own? And then on top of that, I've got a family feed, a house to run, and all the normal stuff that everybody else does. So I'm afraid meets and greets and coffees and teas are out, and Richard the market is already finished. Sorry. Elaine was going to take the banners down and she's not taking them down. And I bumped into JP from Blackpool Sights and Sounds on the prom yesterday. Or rather, he bumped into me because I was in a world all of my own. I'd got no idea who was round me, and he is this, hello, and I, what? And Richard says, I've already met the Lady Jane. Now then, there was a lad at school who used to call me Lady Jane, and I think my name could actually be Lady Jane Grey because I've always got grey on. Carl says, a point to note, you are dropping loads of frames on your stream, which could be the cause of the blurry video. Get hubby to check. Well, just 2 seconds, because I'd started uploading a video. No, it's gone. I started uploading a video this morning, and it seemed to stick. It seemed to stick, and I cancelled it, but it does look like it's gone. It does look like it's finished. That's strange. I noticed yesterday in Blackpool, I tried to do a live stream and it just went at me. So maybe it's the Tinterwebbler. Maybe it's the Tinterwebbler.
Yeah.
And Cat.
Right.
Muhammad Ali is dead as well.
No, can you ring back, please?
Muhammad Ali is dead as well. So that's that. Was that Ben?
No, somebody wanted Kevin.
Oh, right, okay. I think it might have been Ben. Was it Claire's Ben? So, right, that brings us on neatly to the scam telly. We'll do the scam telly next, shall we? So we've for some weeks now, since the beginning of the year, we've been taking the mickey. We've been taking the mickey out of people that send scam emails and offer you money if you give them your bank details. Yes, right, and I'm daft too. So we've managed to get up to 33,719 is Ben. Just a moment. Just a moment. That'll be T-Boy in Training's phone ringing. Do you want to pass it here, Derek? Eric says it's sharp and blurring in turns. It's Kevin's phone ringing. Bring it here. Because you'll not know what to do. Have you shut it up?
I don't know what I've done to it. It's broken.
Doesn't know what he's done, he's brought it. So, this week, I do have a proliferation of scams to share with you. Josh has just said that Kevin's phone's a nice tune. It's a relatively new phone, and it keeps making all sorts of funny noises, and sort of there's a tinkle for this and a tweet for that and all the rest of it. And every time it makes a noise, it keeps looking at me and saying, I've no idea why it's doing that. So if you saw it on YouTube the other day, I did a little short update from my desk about this portrait maker thing. This portrait maker thing that's been doing the rounds, that people have been using on Facebook. And it basically converts your photograph of your face into what looks like a drawing. And I looked at it and I thought, no way, because the things that you look at, the things that you click on and give all your information away to like that, you've got absolutely no idea who's using it. And I think when it's something like that you don't need to use, you're always best to err on the side of caution. So as far as I choose to believe, it looks like it's connected to Russia. So the company at the back of the app is called Lina Rock Investments, and they're based in an apartment complex overlooking the Moscow River beside Russia's Ministry of Defence, 3 miles from Red Square. And the general belief is that it's a way of capturing people's faces in high resolution, and they are also collecting rather a lot of data now. The jury is out. The jury is out about whether it is in fact fake news or whether it is true or not. Now, it's not critical. It's not critical that you use it. So I think with something like that, just don't take the chance. Crispy's just put another one on with the £150 rebate for your electric bill on the council tax. If you pay by direct debit, which we do, the councils are in the process of repaying that £150. We've had ours, and I know people in Blackpool are just about getting it now. So different councils will do it at a different speed. If you pay by normal money, then obviously it's going to be a different process. But make sure that you're careful and you don't do anything clicky silly, because we really don't want you getting scammed. Anybody asking for bank details to do refunds? So that's that one. So then I got some texts. Oh, aye, here he comes.
Who let the dogs out?
Just, oh, goodness me, I think I'm getting blown off the chair. Here he comes.
Who let the dogs out? Roof, roof, roof. I'm in doghouse. Aren't I?
Doghouse. I've just been telling them about you. In fact,
What?
people.
It is very worthy. Ow! Ouch! It's violent.
I'll push that to
Bit low, ain't it? Have
blown
you
off.
told them?
Have I told them?
Have you told
Have
them?
I told them? Getting blown off my desk. It's Mr. Dremel. Yes, he shall henceforth be known as Mr. Dremel.
Don't mess with your wife's Dremel.
Seen,
I'm going back in kennel now.
normal women have hair straighteners and
Yeah.
manicure kits, and I have a Dremel.
The drill. I'm going.
Have you just come to say hello? Or have you
Yeah,
come to put,
I was passing by, so I
have you come
thought
to
I'd
put Ben's problem right?
come and... Ben who?
Ben, Claire's Ben. That's who's been ringing you.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Done the date wrong on the out of office.
I fixed it. I fixed it.
I've got some pain on.
It's right now.
Right, so.
I actually put March when it should have been May.
Exactly. He's a wally.
I'll catch up.
He's a wally. I very much doubt that. I very much doubt that. Matt's house is band E and we don't qualify. It's band E because the house prices in Reading are overpriced. That's not fair. That's not fair, Matt, is it? That's not fair at all. Anyway, back to the scams. So I get loads of scam texts, which I'm sure you all do as well, but some of them even make you go, is that right? Is it right or wrong? So this week I've had a couple of NHS ones. So the first one that came was, you are now eligible for your COVID pass. And I thought, that don't look right. And then when it said NHS Omicron COVID, weren't it Omicron? Omicron, is it Omicron or Omnicron? I've forgotten already. Anyway, that's a scam. That's a scam. And then another one came that said, we have been notified you have been in close contact with an Omicron case. You must book a PCR test kit. Well, obviously they've stopped doing them, so you know that that's wrong. And Chrissy said, well, how do you know whether they're right or wrong? How do you know whether they're right or wrong? But that's the point, isn't it? That's how they chat people. And then I got an email from Parcel Force. Now, there's an obvious scam in this one because it says... Where is it gone? Where's it gone? Oh, it's on further up. It said customer, your customer number. That's another scam, but they copy the emails, they copy the logos, and then make it look like that's where they're from. So just be careful. If in doubt, don't. Or you can ask on our Brew at 2 chat group, or you can email me and ask me what you think, what I think. Can't guarantee that I'll be right, but I can certainly give you a third person view on it. And while we're on the subject, does anybody have Netflix? Me. Because I've been watching The Social Dilemma on Netflix, which is, I'm late to the party again because it's 12 months since that came out on Netflix. I've only just found Netflix. And it's about how the internet is geared to changing your perceptions and making you question what's happening around you and questioning the reality that you live in. Very interesting. Eric would definitely enjoy it. I would recommend, if you can. I don't know whether you've got to have a subscription or whether it's on a freebie, but if you can get that, I would suggest you watch it. Very enlightening. So that's today's scams. Right, shout outs and birthdays and whatnot.
I've had mine.
You going again? Yeah, he's had his. He's got his joke book.
Empty.
Thank you. Thank you. Refills accepted.
Right, I might bring one.
Pushing my luck, aren't I? So the first one is from Stephen Hunt in Chesterfield, and he says he's already on the bat mat because his bat's like the rest of us at Brew at 2. Just thought I would send you an email to say my birthday is coming up at the end of May, so we'll give you a shout out on the right week, Stephen. I always watch Brew at 2, either live or on replay, and he watches it with his mum, and they have a right good giggle, and it's a good afternoon's entertainment. Absolutely. So he says, my mum and me think it's better than watching the TV, and we think it's the new soap, because we've got the T-boys pottering about in the background and making us laugh with their remarks. Not forgetting Chrissy, of course. With very best wishes to Chrissy. Thank you for entertaining us. You're very welcome, Stephen. It's lovely to get nice emails from people. Appreciate that. And then I got another one today. You've got to be quick, you see. You've got to be quick to get them in. And this is from Lorraine Goddard. And she says, can I give a shout out for our 2 daughters? They love watching your videos, and when we're in Cleveland on holiday, they often say it would be amazing if we bumped into Jane. Well, I'd probably walk into you because you know what I'm like, accident prone. Emily's just had a driving test about 10 days ago. She's hoping to complete her early years apprenticeship in the coming months. So good luck on that, Emily. Anna starts her GCSE exams today. She was very nervous when she left for school this morning, but we know she will do her best. You can't do any more than your best, Hannah. I remember it well. Sitting in the hall on there were wooden desks with the lift up lid in them days. Yes, I'm that old. And by the time I finished, I used to sit looking at the polystyrene ceiling tiles, and they've got holes in them. I used to sit counting the holes in the... They both had a very tough couple of years, but they are very proud of them, and your mum and dad love you to bits. So that's a nice one from Lorraine. And then I've got a shout out for Katie's at Affinity at Fleetwood. One of the cake crawls that Chrissy and I went on, I think it might have been, it was either last year or it could have even been the year before, was at Katie's, which is an independent little cafe on the Affinity shopping mall at Fleetwood. And they've been, Rona is on holiday from Dunoon in Scotland, and she visited Affinity yesterday, 16th. Oh, he's brought me another one. He did work. I'll have to do this more often. Thank you, T-boy.
There'll be a price to pay.
He's even wiped the lipstick off.
I hate to see ladies' lipstick on.
Well, normally, you see, I would clean it off, but I can't be doing that, can I, when I'm talking to you guys. So she says, we visited Affinity, and the first stop was the coffee shop that we visited last year. It was first class. I mentioned seeing them in your video, which pleased them, and also said I would let you know. And she says, my video last week showing the drive from Fleetwood to Cleveland was well timed, and I followed your footsteps on the drive back. today they're going to Blackpool so that the hubby can visit Tower Models train shop. And then on Wednesday they're going to Cleveley's, and she's off to the Naked Sheep as well, Linda. Well, I found another interesting shop this morning, which unfortunately was shut as I went past, which is, I think it's called Trimcraft, and it's near the bus stop in the centre of Cleveley's, near the Vault, the new bar. So that was another nice one as well. So Calderdale, I've not had hysterics today, have I? I'm slipping up, aren't I? I'm slipping up. Calderdale sent us some funny headlines. He says, I was amused at the last fish and chip tryout, so that would have been at the Ferry Cafe. And he says, I'm not sure you were enjoying the mushy piece, and I'm not quite sure why. I don't know why I gave you the impression that I wasn't enjoying the mushy piece, because they were just mushy peas. Bet you doggy bagged most of the meal. No, I didn't. I ate it. So we've got some newspaper headlines which are actually quite funny. I shall read a few of them out to you. So one here says, homicide victims rarely talk to the police. Well, they would do, wouldn't they, when they're dead? Barbershop singers bring joy to a school for the deaf. Miracle cure kills 5th patient. Some miracle cure, that, isn't it? Bridges help people cross rivers. What else would they do? What else would they do? I don't understand that one. Girls' school still offering something special. Head. Don't get that. Do you get that? That one. Girls' school offering something special. Don't get that. City unsure why the sewer smells. Starvation can lead to health hazards. I would say starvation would lead to health hazards 100% of the time, probably. 100% of the time. Man accused of killing lawyer receives a new attorney. Goodness me, I don't think I'd want to be his attorney. Parents keep kids home to protest school closure. That is balmy. But I can understand people doing it. Hospitals resort to hiring doctors. It's very topical. Federal agents raid a gun shop and find weapons. Oh, the last one on that page. Total lunar eclipse will be broadcast live on Northwood's public radio. How'd you see a lunar eclipse on radio? Right, before it disappears up the list. Carol's been to Cleveley's today, and she says she's on the M55 going east at the roadworks. They've got one of my bats flying attached to string where they keep their equipment. I think actually, Carol, it might be one of those black birds. It's supposed to be a crow. He's here again, look. Have you finished?
Of course I have.
Have you brought anything else?
No, I've not fixed your drill, but I know how to fix it, and I know what's wrong.
I don't know. So, I think they're a crow, Carol, and they're like on a carbon fibre fishing rod that wobbles in the wind, and there's a piece of thread on the end of it, and then this bird flying on it, and there's quite a lot of them around here, and they use them outside cafes and things to try and keep the seagulls off. They're only marginally effective, but have a look next time you come to the seaside. Lindsay says, can I do a shout out for Bex and Claire and Kim at Staveley Court in Keighley? There you go. Never understand. John can never understand why they have the fishing programmes on the radio. Exactly. How can you see what you're looking at? How can you see what you're looking at? And I think at that point, I think at that point it would be appropriate, since the idiot's turned up, I think it might be appropriate to have a look in the joke book. So if you'd like to just bear with me a moment, and then we'll do birthdays. We shall fetch our esteemed joke book out, shall we? That's quite a long joke, that one. We'll do a short. Oh, look! Page 236. Jokes about idiots. Oh, now then, here we go. This is a good one. Insert the group or person of your choice in place of the word idiot. Did you hear about the idiot grandmother who went on the pill? The Kevin grandmother? That don't make sense. Did you hear about the idiot grandmother who went on the pill? She said she didn't want to have any more grandchildren.
Oh.
Did you hear about the idiot athlete who won a gold medal? Now this is you.
Is it? Go on
Yeah.
then.
He was so pleased he had it bronzed. Kevin?
I'm back. Oh, let me put my hat on.
These are definitely Kevin. I mean, it's a joke book, but it's not, it's true. Did you hear about the idiot who heard that most car accidents happened within 2 miles of home?
Say that again.
Did you... Did you hear about the idiot who'd heard that most car accidents happened within 2 miles of home?
I don't get it.
He moved.
Oh no.
Did you hear about the idiot pirate?
Warr.
He had a patch over both eyes.
I'm very warm because I've been working very hard.
Would you like a go with my fan?
Go on then. It's actually quite.
Now you know why
on the, yeah. Quite good.
Did you hear about the idiot who tried to blow up a car? Now this is definitely Kevin. He burnt his mouth on the exhaust pipe. Did you hear about the idiot who reversed his car into a car boot sale? He ended up selling his engine. I wonder if we've got any more idiot jokes. Oh, there's only them. There's only them. What a shame. What a shame. Anyway, that's today's jokes. We'll leave that there, shall we? And now we'll come on to birthdays. Drum roll. Drum roll and fanfare. Drum roll and fanfare. And for the week, 17th to the 24th of May, today's obviously the 17th, we don't have any birthdays. Not that I know of. Not that I know of. I don't have any birthdays on my list. We are from here to here, and there are no birthdays. The only thing that's on the list is, and that at this point I need all your condolences and heartfelt sympathy. Our wedding anniversary on Monday. Oh, it was yours yesterday, Richard. Are you sure? Are you sure it was your birthday yesterday? It was. It was Richard's yesterday. Yes, but you got your shout out last week, Richard, because they're no good when you get them late, are they? They're no good when you get them late. Although I do occasionally miss one. Yeah, so the only thing that's on the list is our wedding anniversary for Monday, and I think I need a medal for endurance, patience, and long-suffering fortitude. Matt says happy 50th wedding anniversary to you and T-Boy. Well, number one, Matt, I'm not married to T-Boy. I'm married to T-Boy in training. And number two, I'm not that old. I know I've got the wrinkles to prove it, but it's actually a whopping great big 30 years. 30 years, can you imagine it? So, if you've been watching Chris's vlogs, you'll be familiar with the story about the Trevor's soup. So, for my wedding anniversary, I'm going to Trevor's for a meeting.
It's our pearl anniversary. It's taken me this long to come out, Michelle. a pearl shell. Okay. You'll not find that in a joke book.
Speaking of which, I've not bought him a card yet, so I better, I better knock sharp. And he's got one from last year that he didn't give to me because I forgot then as well. I don't know. We know how to live, don't we? We know how to live. So, Crispy wants to say well done to Sam Smith for coming second in Eurovision instead of coming last with nil points. So unless anybody's got anything else to ask or any other questions or comments or anything,
I've got something to ask.
I think that brings this week's show to a conclusion. What's that then, T-Boy in training?
You forgive me.
What for? Would you like to write a list?
Yeah.
Huh?
Breaking your drill.
Well, I'm using a bit of emotional blackmail actually because I've got a particular piece of work that needs doing on Visit FYLDE Coast that I've been going on and on and on and on and on about for weeks, if not months. And he said to me, what do you want for your wedding anniversary? I said, I don't want anything at all. I'm quite content. There's absolutely nothing that I want. Oh, thinking about it, could you do that piece of work for me? For my anniversary? That would make me really happy. Really happy. And now I've told you a lot. I'll have to do it, won't I? Pressure's on, Kevin.
Yes.
Pressure's on. So, Eric says, how's Chrissy? Well, Chrissy's a bit browned off at the minute. She's fed up, which I think is quite understandable. So when I've done with your lovely lot, we're going to go and make a vlog for you to see in the coming days. And I have a little bit of something that I picked up while I was out on my travels this morning. A little bit of entertainment. So without any more of ado, I think we'll call that the end. And we will finish with our usual swan song as we would normally do, and we will see you back here next week, same time, same place. Are you ready? Smiling is infectious, you'll catch it like the flu. When someone smiled at me today, I started smiling too. I passed around the corner and someone saw my grin, and when he smiled I realised I'd passed it on to him. I thought about that smile, then realised its worth. A single smile, just like mine, could travel round the earth. So if you feel a smile begin, don't leave it undetected. Let's start an epidemic, quick, and get the world infected. See you next week, folks. Bye for now.